All right. Thank you, ma'am. So welcome to our conference wrap-up. We are going to try and keep this very short, but I have to warn you, we all have that post-conference high, so we're going to be like with information. So if I could ask you, obviously some of you are multitasking with like babies in your hands or babies next to you or whatever, or you're driving, and I don't want you taking notes if you're driving, but if you're not in one of those scenarios, if you're just like trying to multitask with TV or your phone and your computer and things like that, I would ask that you try and put those things away for the next 20 to 30 minutes and get out maybe like, this is a paper and pen. Some of you youngsters might not know about those, but if you have your phone out, you can use that for typing on. But otherwise, try and find something that you can take some notes on, because I feel like we have some really awesome information to give you guys, and we're trying to pack 3 days of conference into 30 minutes of talking. So that's my public service announcement there, to silence your cell phones and silence your Zooms and get out your notes. And I'm going to pass it along to lovely and talented Pam, who's going to multitask with that sweet little tiny baby in her hands.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming on this Monday evening and taking time out to get caught up on all of conference goodies. So I'm just going to start off with a few announcements and updates. Probably one of the most exciting things was this fall bonus incentives program that Juice Plus is doing. We, as a company, did so amazing during the summer surge that they are kind of continuing that theme throughout the fall. So, you know, we get the fast track bonuses for 2,000 plus and fast track sales coordinator. Well, those are going up in the fall. So if you fast track to 2,000 plus before the end of close of business December, your bonus incentive will go up from $250 to $300. And if you fast track to sales coordinator before the end of December, your incentive will go up from $500 to $750. And the sponsors get those bonuses as well. So it's a fabulous time to build your team, to promote your team. And I just read on the flyer, which we'll give you guys access to so you can read more of the details. But this is a great time to maximize your income potential in the new year, because everybody's going to want to get healthier in the new year. So get those promotions in so you can reap those bonuses and get the higher commission levels. Also new, our customers are going to have better control of their own orders. They are going to have access to their own customer account. They're going to be able to delay, expedite, change payment information, address, track their order, and see their order history, which is amazing for our customers. And it's going to free up a lot of time for us as distributors to give them excellent customer care. Another customer-related update is Children's Health Study participants, adults, can place their Children's Health Study order on your website. They won't be able to place it from the juiceplus.com website, but if you give them your personalized website, they can place their own Children's Health Study order. So that will free up a lot of time for you guys of placing those orders. Also, Tower Garden came out with another way of getting Tower Gardens into every home, school, office, restaurant. They're coming out with the community Tower Garden, and it comes with 12 Tower Gardens. So if you want to go to your local restaurants and talk about getting some rooftop gardens there, that is a fabulous thing to promote to them. And then finally, this is the one that I was really excited about. We have so many great programs to help people get healthier: Transform 30, 10-Day Shred, Healthy Living Rules. But the problem was they were all over the place. They all had their own guide. They had their own marketing materials, and it was kind of confusing for our customers. So the great minds of all of those programs got together, and they created one cohesive plan that Juice Plus now stands behind and endorses. And it's called the Healthy Living Revolution. And it's rolling out in December, but we already have a promo video. And so we are going to go out and promote that program. It is going to be an amazing tool for our friends and family to get healthier in 2017. What I love about it is it's not something that is only available to customers, the website and the tools in there is something that you can share with your prospects, and it can help them get healthier before even starting Juice Plus, which I think is a great way of showing that we live the mission and we really do want to inspire healthier living. All right, and then the very last thing is we are no longer calling it Juice Plus Conference. It's now Juice Plus Live. So get your tickets or start saving up your fun money for Disneyland next year, because we're all going to go to Anaheim and go to the next Juice Plus Live. But we had some new conference goers, and I wanted to kind of throw them under the bus. I didn't even ask Meredith to do this. But Meredith was at her very first conference this fall. So in a minute or less, can you just tell us maybe your favorite part of conference or what it did for you?
Yes, you can sleep with Noah. Sorry. Asher is being Asher. I think the biggest part of conference was hearing the stories. It's just amazing to see how doable the business actually is and how many people stand behind you. And I think just from going to conference, I have learned how many people have my back and how many people I get to have their back. So I think the support system, learning the support system and seeing it firsthand was incredible. It really is a family thing. I was telling Diana earlier that my mom was there, and yet I felt like my family was at the hotel down the street. That's where I wanted to be. So, yeah, it was just, the whole thing was incredible.
Thanks, Meredith. Do we have any other first-time conference goers? I'm looking through the names. I'm not seeing Mary or Stacy, but
hey, so Stacy, let me just tell you really quick what happened with Stacy. She was going to be on tonight to share her experience, so she's currently on the phone with a customer. And this is a rep who has been taking Juice Plus for probably 3 years now. And at conference, she was loving the momentum, loving the energy. We got her to post her before and after her Transform 30 thing. 58 comments later, homegirl was up messaging all night long while we were at conference, still messaging when we got here. She did a Facebook Live to invite people to her house as soon as she got home, and she's putting orders in right now, which is why she's not currently on here with us. So that's a little bit of momentum of what conference can do for your business.
that's awesome. I was there when she posted that, and just seeing all of those comments come in, it was so exciting for us just to be there and like feel all the energy coming off of her phone. Okay, I think that maybe Sarah's on. Our first conference goers. Anybody else?
Hey, Pam, obviously it wasn't my first conference, but it was my first conference for my. So that, and I think one of the things that Jeremy took away from it, not I think, but one of the things he was telling me about was he really enjoyed listening to people's stories. Like, he talked about how it made him very emotional to listen to their trials and their tribulations and how they got to where they're at, especially with the NMD speeches. And I don't know why I haven't figured this out until now, but all of those stories, like, that's what we share with people every time we share Juice Plus is our story. And that's why it's so important that we share our stories, because just like the NMD stories resonated with him, ours are going to resonate with other people. So I was like, yeah, God, that was a really good point, Jeremy. Took me 3 conferences to figure that out and wouldn't have done it without him. So.
Hold up. Is Kathy dressed like a carrot right now? What is happening? Okay, sorry, didn't mean to get off track. I'm loving that.
All right, so who am I? Am I handing it off to Christy?
No, we're handing it off to
my carrot costume.
I love it. I love it.
Wait, Sarah, I didn't mean to call in late. Oh, I didn't want to interrupt calling in late. But anyway, I want to show Ashley my carrot costume. So I have to hide it. I have to highly say it really is not a good costume.
Joanna, there goes our timeline out the window. All right.
Sorry. Okay,
I think
go ahead.
we're going to have Amy share with us a couple of the other promotions that happened at conference.
Before we do that, I wanted to have one more person share. Sarah was the first timer as well, and I just wanted her to share her experience real quick, if that's okay.
So I'd have to say that conference literally changed my life, and I just can feel the momentum, and I feel like success breeds success. And I had like a really big self-realization at conference. I had been putting in what I thought was like the work, but I really wasn't executing on the verbiage and messaging. And we made a couple tweaks, and we were all doing these blitzes, and it was so fun. And sometimes when you're isolated and you're not with your team, it sometimes can be mundane, but it really just sparked the energy of this business is so fun. I have so many like sisters in arms that I could go all across the country and visit. And it really is the type of culture and family that we're so blessed to be a part of. So I just am so excited for my business, and I'm so excited to be part of the revolution. And I don't think I'd feel that way if I didn't go to conference or I didn't go to JP Live.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. I knew you had something you wanted to share about that, because I think, and Christy will probably attest, conference is life-changing in a lot of different ways. This was my 17th conference. And so when you go to this many, you think it gets old, and it doesn't, because every conference offers you something new. And in all honesty, for me, the highlight is getting to celebrate our teams. And, you know, we're unique. I don't know any other team that is like, you know, Team PCS and Team Trigger, who come together and molded into this incredible group of women and men who just love each other and really create friendships that become family. And I think one of the highlights of my experience was watching 3 of our ladies walk across the stage and celebrate them fast tracking to sales coordinator. That to me was incredible. And I know, Christy, I'm sure you'll probably talk about this too, but yeah. Hi.
Sorry.
Bye. Sorry, it was a stop and go before he heads to his next event. So I really want to give a huge shout out to Veronica. Is she on here? There she is. She's down here in this corner for me. So Veronica and Katie. Is Katie on? Katie's on her. Is she on her way to Disneyland, or is she on? I'm trying to see.
She couldn't be on tonight, but she posted her recap on our team page.
Okay. And Meredith as well. Yep. So I'm just so freaking excited about everything that happened. And I know next conference, I'm still calling it a conference. I'm sorry, I just have to. We are going to have even more promotions to just be excited about and to watch and see us screaming like fools. But that's okay, because everybody else is screaming like fools with us, and just be able to literally do cartwheels or do dancing like the Running Man, like Heather likes to do. So that was something I just had to share with you. Christy, do you want to say anything?
I just loved having our teams together. There is something to be said about having, you know, well, just like Sarah said, what she say, success breeds success. And, you know, our teams together are unstoppable. You, like Meredith said, you have a family together. Team Trigger has already taken, you know, the lead and made like reservations again for Team PCS, because their upline sucks at that. So thank you guys. But I'm so enthusiastic to see. I loved seeing those 3 girls go up on stage together. That was probably one of my favorite parts. And I just want to see more of you guys doing that, because we have so much potential with these selects groups that are happening right now and your accountability buddies. I just see the number quadrupling what we have, you know? So a lot can happen in 6 months. And with these bonus incentives, why not? Why not put yourself on the line? Do texting blitzes with your buddies. Get on here when you have an hour and see what happens, even if you put 20 out together. It's going to be amazing.
That's all we had to say.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, promotions are so much fun, and that's why we want every single person there, because you're on stage in front of 8,000 of your very closest friends. Okay, so one of the big takeaways that I had from conference, and I posted just a smidgen of this on our team page, but was customer care. That was one of the one of the general sessions that was talked about. And so I want to go through with you guys just a little bit of I guess why it spoke to me so much, one, the reason it spoke to me so much is because I'm not very good at customer care, and I'm trying to get very much better. I'm trying to get better at customer care. So I think a lot of times we spend like all of this energy and effort, and we go research like whatever crazy thing some prospect asks us to do, and they finally put their order in, and we're like, yes, my job is done. But it's not. Like, that's really the starting point, because all they have done is ordered something from you. And if they just order it from you and it sits on their counter or in their cabinet or in their mailbox, like that, our job is not done at all. So if we can really get our job to start from, if we can get our job to start right then when they become a customer, and to continually educate them and give them more information and more healthy ideas and et cetera, then that's really where we're bringing Juice Plus way over here compared to like whatever you get at GNC or off of Amazon or whatever. So to be able to help them the most, we need to know why they even put their order in the first place. Was it because we like bugged them about it a whole lot, or was there some really big reason? So what she talked about was creating a customer profile, or on the Mission Driven system, it's like the new customer questionnaire. But creating that customer profile that basically tells why they ordered and what they are expecting. You know, are they expecting that this is going to be like a magic pill that they lose 20 pounds in the first 20 days? And then you can manage those expectations. You know, did they order because they have eczema or their kids have eczema? Like, find out their specific reason. The example that she gave while she was talking, and I loved it, was just, you know, I'm sick of being sick. And I hear this from people all the time. You guys probably do too. Like, I'm sick of being sick all the time. And so when you know why they put that very first order in, then every time you follow up with them in 30 days, in 60 days, in 2 years, when they're still a customer and you're still following up, then every time you call, you're like, hey, Susie, I am so glad that you aren't feeling sick like you used to when you know, before you were on Juice Plus. You remember how bad you felt, and now you haven't been sick in 2 years. Like, throw that in with every single conversation, because they might forget. Like, once you've been feeling this good for this long, you might forget why you started in the first place. So don't let your customers forget that. And then, you know, help them manage those expectations. And then what information are they most interested in? Because if we don't know our customers well enough to say like, hey, I'm an elite triathlete, why do you keep sending me all this information about kids' health? Like, they don't care, you know? So you need to find out what they're interested in so that you can give them what matters to them. There's no reason for me to give like my 90-year-old grandma elite triathlete information. Like, find out what they're interested in and then share with them as you get more information. I mean, I feel like at every single conference or boot camp or Zoom event I get on, I learn something new. And if we feel that way, our customers will too. So that, you know, keep them entertained, keep them educated. Tell them about your Facebook group. If you guys, does Team PCS, you guys have like a, yeah, okay. So, you know, if you've got your customer appreciation Facebook group, please don't just like add them in there and not tell them about it. Because raise your hand if you've been added to a group that you didn't want to be added to, and then you had to take yourself out, or like you didn't want to take yourself out because it's your friend, and so then you get all the stupid updates. Yeah. So ask them like, hey, we've got this really cool group. We do this, this, and this in it. Would you be okay with me adding it to you, or do you want to be invited to it? Tell them about online events and live events. We don't stop inviting people to events just because they're a customer, because, you know, guess what? If they're a raving fan customer, then it's going to go farther. Or even if they're not, even if they are just going to stay a Trio customer the rest of their life, still invite them to events. It's always fun to hear their stories too. And ask if they want to be on the invite list for upcoming events if you've got things going on in their area or in your area. And then another really great nugget that I wrote down was basically, she said, you know, we have some of the best doctors in the world, and we learn amazing information from them. I want to know what interests you, and if you would like to hear that too. So anytime where you have like a Dr. Sears or Dr. Phillips talk or something like that, if we're really taking good notes and we find good nuggets from that, know which customers would care about that, and then send that information to them. So basically, like, the point of all of this customer care is to really know our customer. This is why we can only handle like 40 or 50 customers. We can't handle like thousands. But know your customer, know what is important to them, know why they started in the first place, and then just shower them with love, like with more love than they're going to get from GNC. GNC doesn't usually send me a note that's like, hey, happy birthday, take your capsule. I don't mean to pick on GNC. Like, that's just who is here close to us. It could be something else, Walmart, whatever. So like send them those little note cards that you probably have stacks of them if you've gone to conference ever. If you don't, ask your upline, they might have them. Or like just a handwritten thank you note. It does not have to cost you a whole bunch of money to have a customer appreciation event or customer appreciation gift to hand out, but just so that they know you're thinking of them more than every 4 months when they pop up on it's about to ship out. Okay, that's all that I had. Let me hand it over to Joanna. She's going to tell you some fantastic things about your uplines and downlines and sidelines and in and out.
Okay. So one of the main takeaways that I took was from one of our sidelines, Peggy Rivera and Bree Bergford. I hope I said her name right. But it was basically about upline, downline, and strengthening your team. And for the sake of what we have going on between our two teams, Team PCS and Team Trigger, I would say sidelines as well. As a distributor, you want to be able to set the pace for your team. Your team is going to do whatever you do. So like for me, my sponsor is Pam. Pam would never ask me to do something that she is not willing to do herself. Even if it makes her uncomfortable herself, like she's still going to do it. So, we just need to set that pace for everyone else in our team. I know that my upline and my downline are getting in the trenches with me. I'm not alone and you're not alone. And then, something that Meredith said was what she learned was that there's all these people standing behind you as your support system. And it's totally true. I mean, we have so many resources amongst our own team and each other's team. I'm going to recommend, as you're listening to us talk about all these tidbits, if you can think of people that you love and care about that aren't already on your team, I would write those people down and what you love and care about, just to have, for future reference when you are looking to grow. One of the things that we are doing now with our teams are launch calls. So every Sunday evening, you are able to share the vision with someone else just by giving them a phone number to call and listen to. Every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will do 30 minutes max, but it's been about 20 to 25 minutes. It's product and business stories. And then we just kind of paint a picture of the 90-day game plan and the possibility. Like what possibilities are out there as far as, joining the Juice Plus business. We do weekly team calls. So every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, you guys are on it right now. We have fast track groups. So if you have already fast tracked and gotten your HLP and you're headed to the VF level, we have fast track groups that if you're looking for a group of accountability buddies and mentors, make sure to ask your upline about those. This is one of the ways that we have really grouped our two teams together. And already in the short, less than a month, I guess, we've been doing these groups. We have seen so much momentum just from putting the dynamic of all of us together. So that's awesome. Another thing is just staying in constant connection with your distributors, downline, upline, sideline. Like I said, they're there for accountability. So the more you stay connected, the more likely you are to follow through with, sending your 5 text messages or reading a chapter in your book, even if you don't like to read, or, 3 or connection calls. Amy Meyer likes to not refer to them as 3-way calls. And I love that. So we're connecting with people. We're also connecting on Voxer. If your downline is not on Voxer, get them on Voxer and create an accountability group for them on Voxer with yourself and your upline. We also do friends and family calls. And this is something you can invite them to take a peek at what you're doing, and just knowing, let them know that just knowing they're there means the world to you. And 9 times out of 10, if you put it to them that way, they're going to get on there just to show support for you. Impromptu Zoom chats and impromptu 3-way connection calls like Pam did today, which gets you out of your comfort zone, but you get orders out of it, right, Pam? Shake your head, right? High activity and a full calendar. If your calendar for November is not packed, then you need to get with your upline tomorrow or tonight after this call, and you need to fill your calendar with activity. Not just events like what we're on, but this is part of it. But doing Zoom events, doing Facebook events, doing, texting blitzes, doing in-home events, doing coffee shop meetings, whatever it is to fill your calendar, any of those things count as activity. And then last but not least, one of the things they talked about was just getting yourself to conference. You probably heard from the girls earlier what magic can happen from going to conference. And I've been to several conferences now, and I feel like, my husband asked me, he said, "Oh, well, did you love it?" And I was like, "I loved it." And he's like, "Was it better than the last?" And I'm like, well, I feel like I walk away from conference every single time with something new and something different. This time, I feel like we walked away with this entire wealth of knowledge and this entire wealth of opportunity, especially because of the opportunity that we have to kind of meld our two teams together. So that is pretty much what Peggy and Bree covered. And it's just really focusing between your upline, your downline, your sideline, and just really utilizing those tools that are there for you to strengthen your team. And I guarantee, out of, what do we have on here, 35 people, I guarantee a lot of you are going to be walking that stage in Anaheim in spring. So I think that's it. I had another activity, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to do a live and put it on our page for you guys to work on. But I'm going to kick it over to Kelsey.
All right. So I thank you so much. That was awesome. So my big takeaway from the very beginning, very first training Thursday morning, was asking questions. Like, literally, I felt like it was the theme of the conference, even though the theme of conference was better than ever. But really, like, every single time, that was what was highlighted. And I think for me was asking questions. So Reagan Dean started off our Team Shining Star training telling us about a conversation she had with the lady that did her mammogram or something like that. And one of the questions, so when you're talking to prospects, you kind of always, I tend to talk at my prospects and tell them all the reasons why Juice Plus is perfect for them and why this is going to fit so seamlessly into their life and make their lives magical. But she didn't tell them anything. She asked her questions. So she said, do you want to be healthy for 30 days or for a lifetime? And the lady said, of course, I want to be healthy for a lifetime. She said, okay, if I could show you a program that's a lifestyle that fuels the body for weight loss and for Olympic athletes, would you take a look at it? So she didn't blow up on her and say oh my gosh, fruits and vegetables in a capsule, it's so amazing and it can do this, this, and this for you. And it's great for people that want to lose weight, or if you're an Olympic athlete, it's so great for them. She didn't do that. She just asked a simple question and then let the lady come to the conclusion herself that yes, this is something she wants to take a part of. So asking questions with your prospects, listening and understanding where they're coming from is going to help you in the long run with understanding what you can offer them. I know Christy always says, find their pain. So because that's the only thing, we have a solution to everything. We know that if you come to conference, especially, that Juice Plus is an answer for everything. We can help with your health. We can help with your finances. We literally change the world. That's what we're doing. But you have to know specifically for that person, how you're going to be able to help them. And then with your team, I think this was in Casey Schloss's training on Friday afternoon, but with her team, she said when she brings on a new distributor, she asks them three questions. Will you trust me? Will you trust the process? And will you be teachable? And depending on those answers, obviously, you're going to know what direction you can take that distributor. But asking questions can be super powerful. And then the last one was asking questions of yourself. So I think I didn't write down, I'm horrible, I didn't write down who said these things, but we were talking about the Chief Y Officer. I feel like that was, Christy, you know who it is. I saw that look in your face. Oh, you don't. I totally thought you looked up and you're like, I know the answer. Anyway, so they were talking again about asking questions and the question why, right? We always talk in our business and all network marketing. Can we say the three things again? For the distributors, will you trust? Yes. Who's doing it? Morgan said, yeah. So it's, will you trust me? Will you trust the process? And will you be teachable? Okay. So the why, we usually always talk about our why as in what drives us, what motivates us, what keeps us going on the days that it sucks and people want to tell us no all day long. But really the bigger why, your why needs to be your concrete, foundation of this business. That needs to be your strength on the hard days. But the company's already given us a mission and a course and kind of our why as far as that goes, like what our general mission is in this company. And we know that it's bigger than ourselves, but asking yourself why, like why you do this, why you want to get up every day and share Juice Plus and do all that. The other question was, why not? And then the third question was, why not me? And of course, that kind of goes back to your cause, whatever your cause is for this business. And then why not now? So with that, I wanted to show you guys a video. We're going to screen share real quick. I want to show you this. This was played at conference. And so it's not like I just am randomly finding stuff to bring up, but I wanted you guys to see this. Hold on.
Is it the pineapple?
Who said pineapple? No, not the pineapple video.
Oh, man.
All right.
I want you to ponder these 4 questions.
Can you hear that?
The first question to ponder when you go home is why? Why go this far? Why try to learn this much? Why study? Why put yourself out? Why try to earn as much as you can earn, share as much as you can share? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? Why develop yourself to the full? Why try to do it all? Why try to take on this much responsibility? Develop every skill you possibly can, see every human you possibly can. Go to every class you possibly can. Touch everybody you possibly can. Why do that much? Why go that far? Why share that much? Why give that much away? Why try to see everything? Why try to do everything? Why try to become everything? The first question to ponder when you go home is why. Here's another good answer to why. It's the second question. Why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion? I want you to take that personal. Why not? Why not? You've got to stay here till you go. I mean, what else are you going to do? Why not see how much you can do, how far you can go? Now here's number 3. Why not you? You've got the brain. You can make decisions. You can study the plan. You can change your life. You can grow immensely in the next few years. You can make your dreams come true. You can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through. You can become healthy. You can become powerful. Why not you? My very last question on the questions to ponder is why not now? There never was a better time. And what a time now for us to take this dream and not let it die. Take this dream and give it life. Take this dream and breathe into it your own personal spirit until finally it becomes a flame that burns around the whole world.
All right. That was probably one of the most powerful things I saw at conference. So again, asking questions to your prospects, to your team, and mostly to yourself as to why you get up and do this every day. To close this off, we wanted to, to close this off, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments underneath, they're funny. We wanted to leave you guys with a quote that Casey Schloss gave us. I don't know where she got it, I didn't write that part down. But in regards to your team, because that's what this is, and I love that we do this combined with Team PCS and Team Trigger. But you know, our job in this business is to be coachable, but to also coach. To also once we've reached a promotion, to turn around and teach that to our teams, to let them do the same thing and be duplicatable. And that's how we all become successful in this. So the quote that I wanted to leave was to give them a push, let them lead, and then watch them soar. And I thought that was really awesome. And we are going to go ahead and, unless we have any last comments, we're going to go ahead and end recording. And then we're going to hang out and answer all the questions and get everything else taken care of for the night.